Welcome to Arise360, your go-to destination for the latest in art, culture, entertainment, and lifestyle around the world. Coming up on today's show, we had a chance to sit down with a mega producer and a songwriter. Louvre opens up in the Middle East. We have a few special guests here to chat about music and the influence of Afrobeats around the world. And a special playlist only for the listeners of Arise360. So please stay tuned. Don't you just hope that weekends last forever and we live in infinitive time of holidays and going to the beach, but unfortunately not. This weekend, however, was very interesting here in Lagos. We had GTB Fashion Week, we had Afrima, which we have more to show you, and we also had art therapy session that we will talk about in a few days, and we had the unique art and design festival that was held at Federal Palace. So as the December season is approaching, the festival season is approaching, there will be more and more and more interesting things. But for now, please listen to the news. Troughs introduced the colorful spring-summer line at Alara. Designer Tola Adebita dazzled attendants with rich styles. Guests sipped champagne and indulged in Knox-made nibbles, admiring the design that made their way down the runway. The mellow house music played in the background set the mood for Tola's use of silk and primary colors on men and women, both captivating and truly unique. This week, the long-awaited $650 million Louvre Abu Dhabi finally opens. The Louvre was designed by the Pulitzer Prize-winning French architect Jean Nouvel, which opened after 5 years of construction delays and controversial reports about poor labor conditions for workers. All week, international VIPs and Emirate elite have been Instagramming the museum moonlight canopy, which hangs glittering over the lagoon of Abu Dhabi. So make sure next time you're in Abu Dhabi, you go and check out the art. And don't go anywhere. We have a short break for you, but please make sure you come back right after.
There is nothing as symbolic as a door. It shuts to protect you and opens to give you much more. Everyone wants to succeed, not just count pennies. When life gets tough, I remember a few things. Difficulty and struggles are part of what life brings. Your strength comes from the support around you. A true friend believes in what you do, there to hold your hand through any weather. I found my partner, and we walked through doors together.
Diamond, your bank.
The best way to predict the future is to create it. There's a special breed of achievers out there that are called tomorrow's people, the highly creative ones who live in the future. They imagine what will be and strive to make it happen. They are bold. They refuse to wait for the future. Tomorrow bends and conforms to their ideas. At Access Bank, we share the same sentiments. We've been able to grow our bank to become a leading player in Nigeria with a strong presence across the continent, adopting best practice in everything we do. Our mantra for success is simple: speed, service, and security. Those who shape tomorrow, strive for, and demand perfection. At Access Bank, our service culture of speedy response and drive for excellence is the blueprint for creating customer experiences that will echo for generations. Come, let's work together and take tomorrow.
Thinking of banking in Africa? Then think Zenith, one of the biggest in Nigeria, with assets over $16 billion, listed among the 20 most influential brands in the world, and winner of Best Bank in Corporate Governance. The most customer-focused bank in Nigeria, a success built on 3 foundations, dedicated to people, technology, service. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
Welcome back to Arise360. I'm your host, Gina Mama. And look who we captured with 360-degree question before Afrima. Welcome to Arise360, here with the unique and one and only Akon.
How are you?
I'm well. I'm overwhelmed, but I'm well. How are you?
Overwhelmed too, but I'm well.
I take it as a compliment.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we curated and carefully curated 360-degree questions to you.
Nice.
So
I'm excited.
What the deal is that you have to say the first thing that comes to your mind.
Oh, that's easy.
There's no thinking. Like it's boom, boom, bam.
No problem.
Photography or film?
Oof. Sony.
Jollof rice from Nigeria or Ghana?
Senegal.
They don't do jollof rice.
No, it's where it's from. It's from
Actually, I did hear that. Yeah. I did hear that recently.
It's
that
it is. It's from Senegal.
Okay, I give you that
but
one.
Ghana makes it better.
Okay, so Ghana. So we take it as
No,
Ghana.
listen, I get this all the time. It's always a big fight. Nigeria makes it quicker, but Ghana makes it better. Nigeria, you guys make, I just had some. That's why it was in my mind first, so don't think, you know.
Okay.
And it depends on the chef, so.
Okay. Do you make jollof rice?
Yeah, I do actually.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay, well.
I make the best.
Champagne or cognac?
I don't drink, I don't know. But I would prefer champagne because it's sexier and it attracts more girls, yeah.
Lagos in December or New York in December?
Lagos in December.
Diamonds or gold?
Diamonds.
Michael Jackson or Jackson 5?
Definitely Michael Jackson.
Producing or songwriting?
That's another tough one. Oof.
You can't say both. You have to choose one.
Okay, songwriting.
Okay, interesting. Okay.
Only because I've been producing for so long, songwriting became new and fresh for me. Yeah.
Hollywood or Nollywood?
Ooh, Nollywood for sure.
Oh, really?
But
do you actually watch Nollywood?
I prefer Nollywood stories with Hollywood equipment.
That doesn't happen.
But it's happening now because we're creating that.
Oh, okay,
listen,
okay.
Nollywood is so much better, but the quality in Hollywood is so much better. You know?
Well, they have the money. Don't forget that.
You don't need money. You just need the equipment.
Which means money, and you also need a good production team.
No, but you mean it. So you're telling me that Hollywood has more money than Nigeria? Impossible. It's no way.
Yes, because Nigerians don't share.
Listen.
In Hollywood,
do you know how much money is in Nigeria?
I do realize.
Hollywood is not even an inkling. They don't have a fraction of what Nigeria has in
But it's about the sharing factor. In Hollywood, people share because they believe if they invest, they're going to get a bigger profit back. Yeah. Where here, the issue is that people don't invest because they just want to take for themselves and then...
Well, the thing is, people do invest, they just never really make money back.
Okay.
But if they utilize the Hollywood model with Nigeria's investment,
I agree.
Hands down.
Okay, I'll give you that one. Okay. David's O If or Wizkid Come Closer?
Wizkid, no matter what.
Record deal or independent?
Definitely independent today.
Today. Lagos or Abuja?
Oof, I've never been to Abuja. No, I take it back. I've been to Abuja one time, but I was in and out. I think, did we do a show in Abuja once, right? It was yeah, it's weird. But as much, and how many years I've been traveling Nigeria, I've never been to Abuja.
How long have you been coming to Nigeria?
About 10 years.
Okay, next one. By road or by plane?
By plane.
Kissing or hugging?
Hugging.
Oh, really? You're a hugging person?
I'm a hugger.
Do you sleep hugging? Like, do you spoon?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, tattoos or piercing?
I love tattoos. I just wouldn't get any. And I like piercings, but on other people.
You have too.
Yeah, that's it, though. And it was more of a style, though. I did it. And it just happened to look good, and I kept it, but I would probably choose tattoos.
Why wouldn't you have any? Please don't tell me it's like the dark skin.
I'm too black. Yeah, I'm waiting.
This doesn't apply.
You honestly think I'm going to waste ink on my skin? You're not going to see it.
I can see this.
What can you see?
The scarf. It turns, you know.
Do you guys see a scar?
Yes, please, please let us
Show
know
me
on
where you see a
Instagram.
scar.
Where do you
Nowhere.
see the scar?
You see that? He has to zoom in. That's what would happen with my tattoos. They would have to go like this to see it. I'd rather wait. So when they come with glow-in-the-dark tattoo, I'll be the first.
No, they have white tattoos.
Nah, not white. Don't look good.
Spiritual or rational?
I'm more spiritual.
iPhone or Android?
Definitely iPhone.
Hungry or thirsty?
I'd rather be hungry.
Not thirsty.
Nah.
Okay. And water? Water or tea? What would you choose? Like,
tea.
Tea?
Yeah.
Over water?
Tea is water. We just flavor in it. Can I remind you what tea is? It's a big jug of water. Hold on, with a tea bag that has nothing in it.
I think English would fine with you.
And when you dip it in the water, it just creates a flavor. So you're drinking water with flavor. It's not like soda where it's carbonated with sugar and all this other stuff. It's tea bag.
No, I really strongly disagree. I think water and tea is different. Like,
Okay, so this is the difference, right? You grab a cup of water and you dip your finger in there. Do you taste the difference?
if my fingers are dirty.
Okay, let's say if your finger is dirty. Do you taste the difference?
Yeah.
Is it still water?
But it's polluted water. You can't compare Evian to like the water in Lagos.
No, but
It's
your finger.
Yeah, but
that
you
little
can
bit
take
of
it
dirt,
to
that little bit of
extreme.
dirt in your finger.
You can
Does
take
it
it
change
to-
the aspect of that being water?
Yeah, it's dirty water.
But it's still water.
Instagram or Snapchat?
Instagram,
Okay, Africa Cup versus World Cup?
Africa Cup.
Dancehall or Afrobeats?
Ooh, Afrobeat.
Okay. Afrima or MTV Awards?
That's actually a good question, but I prefer Amfrima because it's African. I like MTV, but it's not beating African.
Hosting or performing?
Hosting.
Africa or US?
Africa.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because first of all, it's my home. 2, it's better. Food is better. Culture is better. Energy is better.
Energy, yes.
You know, history. Actually, Africa has everything America don't except organization. Because you can't organize anything without all parties playing the same or mutual roles.
And do you think that's ever possible?
It's definitely possible, but I don't think the generation
This
that
generation.
exists can do it. It has to be the younger generation that we groom and teach and develop to become that.
And do you, because you were based in US, you were born in US, and I know you spent a lot of time in Senegal.
Yep.
Would you ever consider moving here and be part of creating the next generation, creating the future?
Oh, I mean, I'm half and half now. If I could move to Africa 100%, I would.
And what stops you now?
What stops me now is it's a lot of lack of development. A lot of things that needs to happen for me to be able to fully be functional. And these are the things that I'm working on developing. You know, if it can't be developed, then I want to be a part of developing that. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah.
So on that note, thank you so much for having us. I
Absolutely.
know you're tired,
Nah,
and I know you...
I don't get tired.
Okay, so next time we're gonna have him for 3 hours. We're gonna do a day with Akon. So we're gonna follow him, and you're gonna cook us jollof rice, and then I'm gonna cook him jollof rice. We're gonna do a little competition.
Absolutely.
We're gonna spend a day with Akon. So next time you're in town, please make sure you let us know.
Perfect.
Promise.
Done.
Promise.
Done.
On TV.
Done.
Thanks, guys.
There is nothing as symbolic as a door. It shuts to protect you and opens to give you much more. Everyone wants to succeed, not just count pennies. When life gets tough, I remember a few things. Difficulty and struggles are part of what life brings. Your strength comes from the support around you. A true friend believes in what you do, there to hold your hand through any weather. I found my partner, and we walked through doors together.
Diamond, your bank.
The best way to predict the future is to create it. There's a special breed of achievers out there They're called tomorrow's people, the highly creative ones who live in the future. They imagine what will be and strive to make it happen. They're bold. They refuse to wait for the future. Tomorrow bends and conforms to their ideas. At Access Bank, we share the same sentiments. We've been able to grow our bank to become a leading player in Nigeria with a strong presence across the continent, adopting best practice in everything we do. Our mantra for success is simple: speed, service, and security. Those who shape tomorrow, strive for, and demand perfection. At Access Bank, our service culture of speedy response and drive for excellence is the blueprint for creating customer experiences that will echo for generations. Come, let's work together and take tomorrow.
Thinking of banking in Africa? Then think Zenith, one of the biggest in Nigeria, with assets over $16 billion, listed among the 20 most influential brands in the world, and winner of Best Bank in Corporate Governance. The most customer-focused bank in Nigeria, a success built on 3 foundations, dedicated to people, technology, service. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
Welcome back to Arise360, and we have here in our studio, we have the lovely Wavy, the creator, singer, songwriter, and in general, a creative human being. And Ehiz, I tried. Ehiz, TV personality, and TV host, and everything else.
All around rock star.
Exactly. Thank you for being here on Monday evening. Hope it wasn't too hard waiting and getting here.
It was a cruise, actually.
It was a cruise. It was quite wavy.
It's nice, right? But if for Instagram, like, I love getting here because it always adds to my like everyday story, like you know, like what you do.
Your Instagram must be really lit.
My Instagram, I have like 500 followers. That's
it doesn't
like,
really
that's
matter.
nothing.
It doesn't
I
really
think
matter.
it matters. I think
really
it matters. Like sometimes I'm posting things and I want people to like
it.
follow, you know, but it's
Get
fine.
Wavy
It's
to take
fine.
pictures of you.
Your we're gonna get back to this because your Instagram is absolutely amazing. But first of all, I want to hear about your story because your road to fame was pretty special.
Okay.
You won the MTV Base VJ Search in 2013.
Yes, ma'am.
But we know like you're Lagosian, you're from Ikeja. So did you had anything to do with TV before, or was it just pure accident? How it all started and what happened after?
Okay, cool. Born in Lagos. I was born in Ikeja, but I grew up in Akute. I don't know. You probably might not have heard that before.
I will check it out after the show.
Well, I hope it's on the map.
Where's Akute? Where's that?
It's just after Bega, so it's a beautiful
okay.
place with a lot of beautiful people. Yeah, so I grew up in Lagos, family of 5, last kid. Went to 2 different universities.
Yeah.
University of Benin and Leicester University in Ibadan, and I studied engineering.
Well-educated man.
Thank you. I studied engineering, but I noticed that at a young age, talking was a thing. You know what I mean? So, and I ended up hosting a lot of parties, and that was like the way of me making money in school. So, dinners and stuff like that.
And naturally went.
Yeah, it was just like that. So, but I didn't actually see it like, oh, cool, you're gonna make a living out of this. Because it's Nigeria, you understand? You don't want to go home and tell your father, hey, daddy, you want to become a TV presenter.
Yeah. It's not part of being a doctor.
It's professional courses.
Yeah.
A typical Nigerian family wants you to be a professional. You're an engineer, you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, and everything else comes after.
For sure. I did hear that a lot, yeah. That's true.
Yeah, so, well, that happened. And then the school just kicked off. Then I actually did radio. So it was radio that everything was like, okay, this is what's going to happen. You like this. I enjoyed playing music for people, and I just enjoyed the radio life. And a couple of years after, MTV came, and poof.
And what happened after? How do you, because now it's been 4 years after the Search, after you won it, how your life changed? Because obviously from being, I don't want to say no one, but from being normal Mr. John Smith.
Okay. You can say it. You can say it.
Okay, so from walking down the street in Ikeja and chilling, all of a sudden you became a person that everyone recognized, especially the youngsters in the country. You have huge following on Instagram, you know, you're on TV.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
how's life now?
It's great. It's amazing, you know. Like you said, just walking around, nobody knowing you. And now I still walk around definitely, and people know me. So it's amazing. I like it. You understand? I like it. If you're watching, yes, I like it. So you can holler at me anytime you see me, you know? I like it, but it's cool. But at the same time, we got so many things we're doing right now with the clothing, you know what I mean? And at the same time with personality, ourselves, and also work with kids as well. So yeah, so I'm trying to like, okay, so we've seen the light a little. How about we give the light to these young guys over here? So
what are you up to now? Clothing? I'm loving this. We already had a little chat about that.
Yes. So like I like to say, personality is my thing. So we sell personality. So at the end of the day, I tend to tell myself at most of the time. So aside from this, you know what I'm saying, holding it down alongside with a friend of mine, Ikena, what's up, boy? You know what I'm saying? He's the genius, and then so we just came together, and it's called Dada Boy Drake. You know what I mean? So we put that together so we can, you know what I mean, get some people
creative.
up. You understand?
And Wavy, you are extremely creative. I mean, I saw you at ArtX Lagos, and me and my friends were blown. She's amazing. We're blown away. And I grabbed you after the show. I was like, you have to come to the show. So who are you? Where did you came from? This beautiful you. Like, how did you appear to be part of this, you know, Lagos new age music scene?
Well, I'm Wavy, and I was born in Nigeria. I just happened to move when I was younger. Went to high school in Kansas City, moved to Houston. I actually just came back last year, December. And my main reason for coming back was working with like an artist, Olamide. And it was like an experience. I met this guy too, like in that period of time. It was a dope experience for me, and I think it kind of gave me an opportunity to see other things that was happening in the country. So
you literally came for just a project, and you decided to stay?
Yeah, like after, I was supposed to go back like after December was over, but after December, like I did so much already, I was like, I could do more, so why not? Hey.
Wow, and how do you, I mean, what are your discoveries? Because obviously the longer you stay, the more you have to deal with like the everyday hustle, which I'm getting used to because I just literally a few months ago moved back. So power, traffic, blah, blah, blah. But being in the part of the creative industry, what are you discovering? The positive and the negatives, you know? Like,
I think that it kind of balances out in a way. Because like before I came here, actually, I didn't want to come back, to be honest. Like it was because of everything I'd seen from the outside.
Exactly.
You understand? You see so much that you don't understand, and
even the image you're presenting.
Exactly. So it even like I was worried about, oh, if I came to a space where people were not used to this, how would they take it?
Of course.
But as soon as I was here, and I realized that they're not aware of some things, and it's just a show, like what you can show, and it's either they accept it or they don't. Do you understand? And it was crazy because they accepted a lot of things I did, and which I wasn't expecting at all. So I just decided to keep doing, and from doing it's just making me more comfortable. Do you understand? Because I'm doing what I want to do regardless of what's going on.
And how did you find out that this is what you want to do? What was your path to become who you are, the singer, songwriter?
I think I've always been creative. I've always wanted to do something. I think I started drawing from tracing. Yeah, you know, like when you put your paper over the drawing and you trace it out. So I started. I've always been like anything I start, I have to finish. That's my slogan. So anytime I get like an urge to do something, I always want to do it. So it's just helped me throughout, I guess, my creative process of trying everything out and knowing that it's actually possible to do anything.
So, because your sound, I think your sound reflects a lot of the outside. Your sound is not necessarily Nigerian. So you bringing the outside to Nigeria and you taking the Nigeria to on the international scene.
Understood.
So, guys, tell me, how do you think, what is the image Nigeria is trying to portray? Because on one side, we're very kind of, I don't want to say traditional, but I think that's the only way I can use. Very traditional, kind of hibernated. Religion is very strong. But then on the other side, in arts, from music to design, it's kind of blowing. So you coming from outside, bringing that fresh air, and you going outside and taking that, you know, like how do you think you can influence the...
First and foremost, I think tradition is good. Because tradition is like a foundation. You definitely have to know, like, oh, cool, this is the culture, this is what it's like, and this is what it's like. Religion is another thing. We do not
Let's
want to
not
go.
talk about it.
So let's leave it like that. Because a lot of us were built that way. I can count, like, I'm sure she grew up here. From age 0 to age 5, she spends every 31st night in church. So
it's part of your DNA.
It's part of the deal. It's what you do.
Yeah.
We don't do Happy New Year kisses. We do
church.
Yeah, we do hallelujah.
When I'm like, whoop.
Yeah, but at the same time, like she said, like when she was overseas, like because she didn't want to come back because of the things she has been seeing. Then when she landed here, she was like, yo, it's a different ball game entirely. So the image that we have outside to the world, it's kind of like different because I get it too. When I travel and they see me, they be like, dear. You understand? Like maybe they expect me to be living next to Kota Kinte or something. Like, nah, it's a different vibe really entirely. Man. You know what I mean? It's like, because when I travel, I tend to hang out with a lot of media people, like OAPs, DJs and stuff. So they'd be like, okay, cool. If we come out there and we're playing, what kind of songs are we going to be playing? Are we going to be playing Future? I'd be like, hell yeah. What do you mean? Like, we don't stay on rock. It's not that bad. Like, it's Nigeria, for Christ's sake. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, plus, people tend to forget that we are a lot of people.
Man. Yes, it's 174 million in the country.
I might think, well, it's probably more than that because in 2009 they did a census and it was 170 million.
Right.
And the way we do it in this country, probably plus or minus 200 million. Plus or minus 200 million, plus or minus. In the country, not even outside the country. You know what I mean? So, but me taking the whole Nigerian tradition, swag, or intelligence, or whatever we like to call it outside there, it's a good thing. I love it. And the line of work I'm in right now, I can say that a lot of the guys in this industry that are breaking grounds are opening gates for us, and it's so cool. I keep telling, okay, like I told David and Wiz this particular story, well, different times. It's not as if I told them at the same time. So I told them, like, BET, 2 years ago, BET. Yeah. Normally when we have the MTV, the stand, the Africa were probably at the end of the red carpet and stuff. But
now,
two years ago, I was the first TV camera, the first TV crew. Well, they didn't even write MTV Africa. They wrote MTV Nigeria with a Nigerian flag there. You know what I mean? And they were willingly coming to meet me. We had like DJ Khaled, Tory Lanez, you name it, Ray Shremmer. And from the conversation, you always end up with, oh, you're Whiskey, not Davido, you know? Like, and that time one dance was raining. So, like I said, it's everybody breaking grounds overseas are doing a great job. And right now, I'm feeling it. Like, okay, it's an amazing time to be Nigerian.
But it's translating to being African, don't you think?
Yeah, it's an amazing time to be Nigerian. It's an amazing time to be African. Everybody wants to be African right now. Every single person that's African, that's big in the States right now are referencing the fact that they're African. Yes. 5 years ago, probably not.
Yes.
7 years ago, probably not. You understand? But now, before they say anything, I'm Nigerian American. Or I'm South African American. You know what I mean?
So tell me, because you were, I think you were selected or you were nominated in 100 most influential young Africans by My Niger. This year. So Africa, the image of Africa is changing.
Yes, ma'am.
What about influencing the new sound, like your sound, which is very unique? You don't hear a lot of producers, a lot of singers to make the music like you. You recently released a song which is fantastic. I think it's been very successful here in Lagos. Has it been successful in Nigeria? And also, you as such an influencer, how do you bring those artists to the masses?
Very crazy you just said, because we just had like a conversation about trying to bridge that gap today.
Good questions.
So I think everyone is starting to realize that, and it's about time that we allow ourselves like experience. Do you understand? It's like I think for so long we've been focusing on one type of thing. So now that everyone is trying to do something different, everyone's like, oh, let me pay attention to this. So like, for me, even putting my first track out as like a singer in Nigeria, I was kind of skeptical.
Sure.
But like for like the first month, I was just like, what the heck? Like, this is crazy. And it's not like, I guess my kind of people, if you would say, that are listening to it, it's actually Nigerians wanting to find out what is this sound and actually enjoying the sound, you know? So I think everyone's aware of a change. That's about
the thing is, Nigerians were very musical. You know what I mean? Like everybody has
absolutely.
that.
It's part of the history.
Yeah, you understand? So it's and we're open to sounds. Like if you notice, like we have South African songs that are big here. We have East African songs that are big here. We have South African artists.
But it's still the African sound.
Yeah, and it's still the African sound.
What Wavy is doing is totally different.
Let me not give you. Do you know that I can't say back in the day because it was like 2005, 2006. They used to have like rock parties.
There's actually like
punk rock parties.
I found out recently that actually made rock music, and it was just
we had the rooftop MCs. They were rock gospel band. Yeah, go and try and search for them. Shout out to rooftop MCs. They're living legends. Back in the day, they're rock gospel band. Like, and trust me, they had like hit songs
back to back, and
they didn't just like it wasn't like it was like legit. But the thing is, people always forget. If you're musically inclined, whether you like Fuji, whether you like hip hop, whether you like whatever it is, if the music speaks to you, you will like it.
Okay.
Do you understand? That's true.
Let's talk about one more thing I want to talk about to you especially. Yeah. It's the music videos. Okay. Your music video is absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
But sometimes I feel like the music videos seen here in Nigeria is very limiting. It's almost like we're repeating the same formula, where it's kind of like the rapper style, the America style, the champagne and cognacs, and you know, because we have the creative music, how then we channel it to the visuals? Because you both you are a very visual person. You obviously are very creative as well. So how do we channel the sound to be beautifully, you know, beautiful and pleasant visually as well?
You want to go first?
I think it's crazy because this is like conversations I have every day, and it's like I said with the whole sound thing. It's a thing where you were used to doing one thing, and I think for us it's just for someone to come in and say, yo, there's a different way of doing this. Look at it, and I think we're starting to slowly realize. Like you could even see it in the videos that even major artists, A-list artists are putting out. It's like everyone is gearing towards, oh, I could be more creative with doing my stuff. You know, I just don't have to put out a song and just throw on a video with it. So I think over time, with like I guess us as younger creatives are putting out stuff, I think it can also help open that door.
The door for the creative.
Do you understand? So I just think the more we do stuff, the more things are going to change. Which is...
And again, is part of my job is to watch music videos. So I watch a lot of music videos every day. And sometimes it gets boring because it's like the same thing. There's girls, there's champagne, there's like a yacht, it's a party, and it's not. So it's because, and I don't want people to misunderstand this, but there was a time there were only a couple, I can count them, video directors.
In Nigeria.
In Nigeria. And they give you guys a certain system. But the thing is, some of the video directors are very creative. But the Nigerian artists are stuck in that box of, oh, no, now wait till I want to be this.
Right.
Now wait till Lil Wayne do be this. Now wait till Wale do be this. If you don't give me this thing, I know they pay you. Because at the end of the day, it's still the artist that's going to pay you.
It's the client.
You understand? So that's what it is. So
for sure.
At that aspect, I think some of it is the fault of the artist. Some of it could be the fault of the director too. You know what I mean? But things are changing right now. There are a lot of people doing videos now. There are a lot of creative minds, and are selling to the artists like, look, if you want a world-class video, if you want videos for this, you want videos for this, this is what it is. And people have noticed, right? This year, 2017, I've even said it on my own show, the gods of the music industry came through. When it comes to music videos, when it comes to dropping hit singles, when it comes to dropping a lot of things. Like, check the YouTube numbers of Nigerian artists this year, clocking 10 million, 15 million, 20 million of just visuals. So it's incredible. It's crazy, crazy incredible.
Sorry. Someone is talking to my ear and I'm not necessarily listening, so sorry for that. Okay, next question. Last night awards. And sorry that I totally... Last night awards. Afrima and Emmys.
Oh, on the EMA?
Yeah.
Okay.
That happened last night, right?
Yeah.
So we had Davido winning the best African artist at Emmys, and we had Wizkid winning the best West African at Afrima. Any comments on that?
Yeah. Congratulations to the both of them. They've definitely done great, you know what I mean? Like, Wiz, David, giant artists. These guys are huge superstars, so
They deserve, exactly.
they deserve
They're working,
everything.
They deserve.
This
Are
is
they actually representing?
oh hell yeah,
Well,
definitely.
I would say yeah, they are, man.
definitely.
I mean, cause like I feel like a lot more people now want to like do stuff with the Nigerian scene of the music industry. To be very honest, so I think that whatever they're doing is working to just push us out there or push the whatever is going on.
And the thing is, the African artists also know that these boys have the numbers with Africa.
Exactly.
So if you come and relate with the guys, the big guys in Africa, then it's a win-win situation for you. You understand? So shout out to David, shout out to Wiz, congratulations again. This is David's first MTV Euro Music Awards, you understand? So he's been working well. So let's just say the award has fallen on him.
So on that note, we have to cut to the break. Thank you so much for being with us.
Got you.
Don't go anywhere because we have more to come.
Thinking of banking in Africa? Then think Zenith, one of the biggest in Nigeria, with assets over $16 billion, listed among the 20 most influential brands in the world, and winner of Best Bank in Corporate Governance. The most customer-focused bank in Nigeria, a success built on 3 foundations, dedicated to people, technology, service. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
There is nothing as symbolic as a door. It shuts to protect you and opens to give you much more. Everyone wants to succeed, not just count pennies. When life gets tough, I remember a few things. Difficulty and struggles are part of what life brings. Your strength comes from the support around you. A true friend believes in what you do, there to hold your hand through any weather. I found my partner, and we walked through doors together.
Diamond, your bank.
The best way to predict the future is to create it. There's a special breed of achievers out there that are called tomorrow's people, the highly creative ones who live in the future. They imagine what will be and strive to make it happen. They're bold. They refuse to wait for the future. Tomorrow bends and conforms to their ideas. At Access Bank, we share the same sentiments. We've been able to grow our bank to become a leading player in Nigeria with a strong presence across the continent, adopting best practice in everything we do. Our mantra for success is simple: speed, service, and security. Those who shape tomorrow, strive for, and demand perfection. At Access Bank, our service culture of speedy response and drive for excellence is the blueprint for creating customer experiences that will echo for generations. Come, let's work together and take tomorrow.
As a fashion writer, I know how quickly trends are created and changed. In business, it's no different. To stay ahead, I needed a plan flexible enough to meet my changing communication needs. More Business 2.0 didn't just give me voice and data in one package. I got a whole lot more. With More Business, setting up my website was no problem. But I'm not just a fashion writer. I also own a home decor store before I decided to open an accessory store. With my customized More Business plan, managing my staff's communication is easy. No matter how frequently they come or they go. With 9mobile's new online self-service this week, I could adapt my plans to include this.
From 2,000 Naira, choose a business bundle, customize your staff's voice and data lines, and enjoy a variety of add-on business services. Dial *200 *5# now to subscribe. More business.
Our customers are focused, versatile, superheroes. Our customers are also the most important people in our world. So we listen, partner, give solutions that make a difference in their world. At First Bank, we will always put you first.
You first. First Bank.
Welcome back to Arise360. Here with me, the fantastic producer and DJ, A. Hi.
What's up?
Good, good. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm chill. This is an awesome studio.
I'm loving this. Oh, do you think so?
I think so. It's really cold.
Yeah? Thanks, thanks. Did it hurt?
This
the piercing?
hurt. It was done manually at the back of a car.
At the back of a car in Nigeria? Nice.
It was painful. Like, I cried.
No, I cried too.
Yeah.
But I cried, I think it was like the mechanical,
no,
you know, like the nerve.
Putting it down, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the kind of crying.
But anyway, let's go back into the interview.
Okay.
A.
Yes.
So we know in Lagos, pretty much everyone knows you. You like the DJ to the stars. You host, you can say that. You host most of the big parties in Lagos. Oh, wow. But for someone who never been to Lagos or doesn't really go out in Lagos, who are you except producing great hits? Oh, who are you producing the hits? So who are you? Who are you?
Who am I? My name is A, so yes. I chose that name from a bunch of vowel sounds because I've had names in the past. So I chose that. I went through A, E, O, U, and I stopped at A. So that's it. People say Aye sometimes. It's actually A. Started producing when I was probably 15. Went to university to study music engineering.
You were born here?
I was born here, went to the UK, came back, decided to DJ in 2013 to become a better producer. And I found out that there was a crowd of my demographic, my generation, who literally listened to every genre of music, as long as it's urban. And I thought, wow, why don't I cater to these guys? Because I am them. We didn't necessarily have a DJ who catered to us. Played songs we'd heard on MTV growing up, plus the new Nigerian songs as well. I play everything. So I found myself being that guy and whatnot, and people know me and don't even know that I am an artist, or was that before I decided, because it's just been so fun, DJing and whatnot.
And you do that a lot?
I do it a lot. It's really what brings in money for me right now is DJing.
And there's something really truthful that you said, that there's not a lot of DJs that do what you do. Because in a way, when you go abroad, the DJs curate the party. I have a feeling that in Lagos sometimes the DJ just played the radio hits. You know, I mean, there's no curation.
Let's be honest, right? Like that's probably is the situation. It's not curated. It's not a narrative or a story. It's literally like a pre-packaged situation that probably every DJ is doing. There are a bunch of artists. And these are good artists, but it's all they play, and it's not risky, and it's not as energetic as you would want to be if you were having a hard day in Lagos and you just wanted to go somewhere to escape.
You wanted to release.
It's really hard.
Yeah. And I've been to your parties, and definitely the crowd is always having a great time.
I'm always stunned and surprised when that happens because I'm a complete nerd. When I'm DJing, I'm completely in there. It's all musical in my head, and I look up and people are dancing. I'm like, yes.
So how do you channel that energy into creativity? I mean, I'm sure it's easy to take that what crowds give you and then fill it into.
So this answers the question as to why I started DJing. I wanted to learn that. I wanted to understand what a producer needed to be able to translate his creativity to a Nigerian audience. Because before that, I made music that was good to me, but it didn't have an African feel. So like when I'm on stage and the crowd is going crazy, it inspires me to go back in the studio and use some psychology and understand what I got from there and put it into my really eclectic music. Every time the crowd gives me energy on stage,
you keep it with you.
I keep it
tightly.
It either makes me have a better set or the worst set of my life. It could go either ways when the crowd goes crazy.
And who are the people you produce for? Who are the people you're collaborating with?
I haven't produced for anyone that we know yet. I'm working with some people in the industry who are on my wavelength culturally, but...
You know, wait. We have one person, Wavy, the creator, right?
So we worked together on RX, and we wrote this song. Well, she wrote this song on her own. And she was in love with the music that I put to it, and I hope to work with her in the future.
Okay, so this is something that
yeah, it's growing.
Starting,
it's a growing
right,
relationship.
Right. And do you think that Nigerian artists are prompt to work with you because you have a different sound? Because just to leak into the conversation, the interview we had before your interview, that a lot of the times the artists themselves, they pigeonhole themselves, you know, into being like, oh, I have to be this and this and this in order for audience to listen to me. So my question is, are artists open to the new sound? Or is it just that niche, that tiny little group of new age Nigerian?
I think a lot of people come from the new, who would like to, I don't know, be part of a new sound, would come from the new age, but there are also people who are not part of the new age. It's like being hungry. Like, you're hungry and you don't necessarily know what you're going to eat. But when you find the food, you just go for it.
Yeah.
But the hunger starts before you get... So before I came along, before Wavy came, the hunger has been there. So there are people, and quite honestly, I would love them to come from all angles. This is not about a demographic, it's just about good experiences and vibrations.
And so how do you think that will change the Nigerian music? Or what do you think is the future of Nigerian music? Because we hear, I think it's happening in arts. You know, you've been at ArtX. Have you actually had a chance to look at the exhibition?
Yeah, we got like a private tour of the upstairs gallery.
And it was beautiful.
I was blown. I was completely
blown. Right? And because that was my first ArtX. Yeah. And I literally felt like I'm transported into London or New York. Yeah. Like you wouldn't say that this is Lagos. You would say like, it was the world-class art.
Absolutely.
So we know that the creativity here is here in the continent, is here in the country.
Absolutely.
Where do you think that creativity will go in the next 10 years? What do you think will happen with the music scene? What are your predictions like?
I think a lot of things will happen, but I can predict one. There will be a lot of key collaborations between disciplines. So for Wavy, for instance, who is completely multidisciplinary. So one person collaborating with someone who does 3D technology, or someone who does really good lighting, or someone who does really good directing. Key people in different disciplines, I think, will collaborate with the vision to, I don't know, create something new. I see that happening.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. Have you seen it yesterday? Have you been watching Afrima last night?
No, I didn't, actually.
Why? I was thinking this is like the key awards in Africa, and I was like, yes, we're gonna watch it. I'm gonna be there. We're gonna.
Well, I did do something better though. I did go through every nominee from every continent and listen to all their music. And
you know what? I was there, and to be honest with you, this is exactly what I wanted to do, because I feel the problem that I had with the awards last night, that they've put everything, they divided Africa in 4, and they put everything there rather than have it in categories like hip hop, gospel, rock, pop, you know? What did she, because you've listened to them all, so I'm sure you feel.
There is a category for hip hop and traditional and some other categories, but they did break it down into the different. I don't know why they did it that way. I didn't necessarily find an issue with it because I wanted to know what was commercially viable in those places. But I was happy that they are hip-hop. There is a hip-hop category and some other individual categories as well. So they kind of did both. I don't know what it was like on the actual show, the awards, but on paper.
When you went through the whole list of all the nominees, did you feel like you're more closer to certain region, or?
Not quite, because luckily for us, the African sound is the African sound. But the French-speaking countries, though, jeez, these guys are inspiring. Either it be MHD, who does this kind of trap series, or Zaho, the French, or La Crime. It's really powerful music from their end. I'm really proud of the French-speaking countries in Africa.
Me too. And on that note, we're going to have a short little break, but please don't go anywhere as we have more to come.
Thinking of banking in Africa? Then think Zenith, one of the biggest in Nigeria, with assets over $16 billion, listed among the 20 most influential brands in the world, and winner of Best Bank in Corporate Governance. the most customer-focused bank in Nigeria. A success built on 3 foundations, dedicated to people, technology, service. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
There is nothing as symbolic as a door. It shuts to protect you and opens to give you much more. Everyone wants to succeed, not just count pennies. When life gets tough, I remember a few things. Difficulty and struggles are part of what life brings. Your strength comes from the support around you. A true friend believes in what you do, there to hold your hand through any weather. I found my partner, and we walked through doors together.
Diamond, your bank.
The best way to predict the future is to create it. There's a special breed of achievers out there that are called tomorrow's people, the highly creative ones who live in the future. They imagine what will be and strive to make it happen. They're bold. They refuse to wait for the future. Tomorrow bends and conforms to their ideas. At Access Bank, we share the same sentiments. We've been able to grow our bank to become a leading player in Nigeria with a strong presence across the continent, adopting best practice in everything we do. Our mantra for success is simple: speed, service, and security. Those who shape tomorrow, strive for, and demand perfection. At Access Bank, our service culture of speedy response and drive for excellence is the blueprint for creating customer experiences that will echo for generations. Come, let's work together and take tomorrow.
As a fashion writer, I know how quickly trends are created and changed. In business, it's no different. To stay ahead, I needed a plan flexible enough to meet my changing communication needs. More Business 2.0 didn't just give me voice and data in one package. I got a whole lot more. With More Business, setting up my website was no problem. But I'm not just a fashion writer. I also own a home decor store before I decided to open an accessory store. With my customized More Business plan, managing my staff's communication is easy, no matter how frequently they come or they go. With 9mobile's new online self-service this week, I could adapt my plans to include this.
From 2,000 Naira, choose a business bundle, customize your staff's voice and data lines, and enjoy a variety of add-on business services. Dial *200 *5# now to subscribe. More business.
Welcome back to our fantastic 360 studio here with the DJ and producer A. And we've prepared a very short sample of your music, just to give you guys an idea of what this amazing man does. There. That was actually really good.
That was good. Shout out to whoever picked that clip.
Our lovely producer, Nana. That was amazing. But again, this kind of leads to the conversation we had earlier before the break. It's totally different sound.
Yeah.
It's the sound you hear, not even in a London commercial scene. It's the sound you hear on underground, you know, when you go raving. And people respond well to it. So why don't we do raves? Why don't you just start making parties like this? Like,
it's what we tried to do. Like, room parties was a name that I chose like back in 2015 because we had an idea of putting everybody in one room and just raving. And then it evolved and it turned. I collaborated with these guys and we did something called Vibes. And ever since then, I've been moving from one party closer to what I understand an African rave should be. It's really about putting two things together. Putting music that you think people can be energetic to, but giving it to them in a way that they can appreciate. Like, you have to appreciate that they are African. So you have to put something, you have to.
And I really appreciate the fact that you said African rave.
Yeah.
An African wave.
Yeah.
You know, you can mix those two words together. I think it's fantastic that that you start seeing the outlets. I think maybe the only problem is that it's now limited to Lagos. Or is it happening across the country? Maybe I'm not aware.
I don't know. I don't know. I think I will soon, but I'm not sure. All I know is here, we have all the elements needed to have a rave. We have people who are interested and people who are ready to back it up with enough money. We have venues, we have music. I guess we just have to come together.
And just for our audience to explain, the rave is not the crazy party that people lose control. It's a wave to lose control, to meditate almost through music.
Wow, I'm kind of interested.
That's
I don't believe you just said. That's how I see it, and a couple of people I know, because that's what music should do. Really, you don't have to get high and on drugs to
No, absolutely.
No, you just have to lose yourself for a limited amount of time.
And of course, you can do it with any type of music, but I think hitting what you're doing, producing such a unique sound, allows you to almost break into those unique brain cells that are not discovered in your body. You know what I mean?
Have said that exactly.
Because it's not the radio, it's not the obvious that you know the lyrics and you can sing. It's something that just makes you move and want to explore more.
I've watched a documentary about Dr. Dre, and they said one of these times when he was DJing at a party, he played 2 songs together at the same time that people have never heard at the same time. So people were dancing, but they were confused.
Yeah.
They did not know what they were dancing to, but they loved it. And that's what happens when I DJ sometimes, and it's what makes me happy. Is when I see people excited, but confused, then excited all over again, and then they embrace it, and then it turns into a crazy-ass time.
So we did a special request. Our lovely producer had a special request, and we ask you to carefully select and worked on a playlist. The playlist that I think you should talk about, and I want to understand, and I want our viewers to understand why, what was the reason, what are the songs, what prompted you to do it, how often will you be doing it?
Well, you're producing,
etc. So please tell us in few words the plug, this 360 plug.
It's called Isaframa. Your producer asked me to do it, and I decided to search the African continent for the strongest music. And I came up with some really good stuff. There are artists on there like Zaho, MHD, La Cream, Mr. Easy, Fela is on there. Amadou, I can't remember. Miriam and Amadou, a blind Malian couple, are on there as well.
Amazing. So anyone who wants to touch or listen to our fantastic playlist, please make sure you go to our Spotify. Arise360 Lagos, I believe. I think you see it on the bottom of the screen. Listen to us, comment it, let us know if you like it, if you don't like it. Fantastic A will be doing it for us on a regular basis, so we want to know what you have to say. Thumbs up or thumbs down.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here with us. And I hope we can have you back in
awesome
few...
studio.
We try. And please don't go anywhere, because we have the fantastic Don't by Odusini and Nonso. So see you soon, guys.
Trying to keep this final piece of me. Please don't take it from me. Don't make me love you. Don't make me love you.
There is nothing as symbolic as a door. It shuts to protect you and opens to give you much more. Everyone wants to succeed, not just count pennies. When life gets tough, I remember a few things. Difficulty and struggles are part of what life brings. Your strength comes from the support around you. A true friend believes in what you do, there to hold your hand through any weather. I found my partner, and we walked through doors together.
Diamond, your bank.